I welcome you once again to astrology.com. I ask that you stay with me through this analysis for the week of August 5th to the 11th. Journey with me over the sea of life for a brighter day with Vedic astrology. I ask you to visit Zidam Astrology, share, sign up, subscribe, where you will get your Patra readings, your tarot spreads, your runes, your chakras, and crystals. Reports are customized for your use and learning. This is the transit or the kundali for August 5th to the 11th. And first we see Sun and Mercury is in Cancer, and Mercury is at 24 degrees Cancer, Sun is at 20 degrees Cancer, which is a difference of 4 degrees. So that means that Mercury is still combust, because Mercury is combust within within 14 degrees of Sun, and this is just 4. So that our communication or speech, how we deal with others and communicate with others, are all upfront for this week. And we have a further enabler here where Pluto is directly opposing Mercury and Sun. And Pluto is the god of the underworld, where he knows how to push your buttons. And he is the sign of regeneration, rebirth, transformation. And Pluto is retrograde, just like Saturn is retrograde in Capricorn. So that what does that do for us? And there's a saying that when Mercury goes combust, is that he visits the underworld. And hello, the underworld is opposing him right now. So how does that play out for us in the sign of Cancer and Capricorn? Cancer this week has the ascendant with it, and if you are a Cancer ascendant, then it means you are personally affected, and it would also mean that your seventh house is personally affected, or that is your relationship, your spouse, your partners in business, your trade, commerce. What does this mean for you? Does it mean that deals would not go through, that your business arrangements may have some stopgaps based on communication that was not transmitted properly, that was garbled? That these are the things we have to look at. And your chart is so important, because you would know what Bhava Cancer represents, what Bhava Capricorn represents. So that we need to look at those things in the chart and understand that Mercury plays an important role for us in this week of August 5th to 11th. Then we go to Venus and Mars in Leo. And Leo is a fixed fiery sign owned by the Sun. And the Sun is currently in Cancer, in a watery sign. And Venus and Mars are enemies, and Venus and Sun are enemies. So Venus is not in a very comfortable place right now. Even though Venus is in Purva Palguni, a nakshatra that is owned by him, the significations of that may not be coming out, in that if you're not comfortable in somebody's house, you would not be yourself. You would be more introverted. You may watch what you're saying and what you're doing. You may watch how you speak, or what you want to speak about, and Purva Palguni is, it can be a gentle nakshatra, but the the description in Vedic astrology for Purva Palguni is Ugra, and Ugra means ugly. So that your passions may not be in the best. You might be approaching somebody who really does not want to be approached in the way that you're approaching them, whether it is uh, for sexual passion, relaxation, or knowledge. you know so be careful of how you approach people, and your speech, and how you approach people for this week, because at the end of the day, Venus is not comfortable in Leo, and Venus is being opposed, Venus and Mars, that is being opposed by Jupiter, the guru. And Jupiter himself is retrograde. We have a lot of retrograde planets, and Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto are retrograde. And we need to look at what is Jupiter telling Venus and Mars, in the chaos that is there. Is it that Jupiter is going to support Venus in his quest for relaxation and renewal and comfort? Would Jupiter indulge Venus in that respect by giving him wisdom and intelligence, or is this the chance to understand that, hey, it's time to work, it's not time to relax? At the end of the day, again, your chart is going to tell us what is the message coming from Jupiter, but the general message here is that you are getting a chance to redo, you are getting a chance to renew, you are getting a chance to rethink your actions, your wants, your needs, your communication, and at the end of the day, uh, for this week, concentrate on your communication, concentrate on your um, idea of what you want and what you need. And there's a difference, right, in terms of what you need and what you want. So work on that, understand the difference, and maybe then the message will come to you in in a flash, as we say, in an aha moment. And give it a rest, give yourself a breather, understand that there is opposition from Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto to the planets that are in Cancer and Leo, and the powers that these are reflected in your Kundali will give you a more targeted message. So, request your report from zidamastrology.com and let us help each other understand what is happening this week. I just wanted to give a further insight a little bit on Venus, as Venus is all about luxuries and comforts and that relaxation and the beauties that we enjoy, the finer things in life that we enjoy. And Venus is not in a good place right now, as I indicated. Venus is in Leo, a sign that is his enemy. Sun is the ruler of that zodiac sign, and when around the 8th of August that Venus moves into Uttara Palguni from Purva Palguni, it is going to be a double whammy because it still is Sun. This nakshatra is owned by Sun, and Venus is going into a Sun nakshatra in the sign owned by Sun. So this double whammy for Venus will not give us what we want in terms of luxury, in terms of how we want to relax, or enjoy the beauties that we have, our vehicles, our home, the luxuries that we may have accumulated in life. And the star of patronage is really a star that has, as you can see, a lot of characteristics that we need to look at, and the stability that we may hanker for, we may not get it this week because the enemy territory, and you don't feel comfortable when you are in a house or a place owned or operated by an enemy of yours, and at the end of the day, what we feel might come as a success or victory, we may not get it within this week, sorry. And it is going to be a testing period for us. It continues to be a testing period. It is going to be all about probably not being popular but productive. So that, I just wanted to highlight that for you, so that if you find that you're not enjoying life right now, or you have something and you can't enjoy it, Venus may just be the cause of it. And your chart will tell you which house this is going to be targeting based on the ascendant that is Vedic astrology for you. So again, request your report to find out more about your ascendant, where it's placed, and how Cancer and Leo working for you this week and beyond. To also highlight Rahu and Ketu in the chart for the 5th of August to the 8th of August, and Rahu is in Taurus and Ketu is in Scorpio, and what we call the belly of the beast, because remember Rahu and Ketu works anti-clockwise to the other planets, so that these planets here in Gemini, in Cancer, and in Leo are all reflected as being in the belly of the beast for this week of August 5th to 11th. And these planets are actually being squeezed by Rahu and Ketu, so that, you know, they are invisible to you right now. Their significations are not enhanced or visible, because at the end of the day, they are in the belly of the beast. And when something is eaten, clearly you cannot see it because it's being digested and turned around, or being hidden from you. So that Moon, Mercury, Sun, Venus, and Mars are all being squeezed by Rahu and Ketu right now, and this adds to the troubles or the separate issues that comes out from Venus really, and Mercury being combust and Venus being in enemy territory. And we need to look at or not or understand that this is something that occurs on a frequent basis. And you know, sometimes we feel that you can't come out of something, or you can't see, or you can't understand what is going on, and the planets can tell you the story why, or give you an inkling as to the potential of what is happening, and you know, how you can do business, and how you can deal with relationships, and how you can deal with what you want to do and why you want to do it. So these are the things that I just wanted to highlight with Rahu and Ketu, because they are really squeezing these planets right now, and it's going to be there for a good bit also. Moon, as you know, moves every 2.5 days, but Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars still have to go through quite a few zodiac signs to pass Ketu, so that their visibility and their significations are going to be overshadowed or squeezed in the months ahead and the weeks ahead. So just keep that in mind, and you know, at the end of the day, you may understand why things are happening and how they are happening. For this week, beginning June 5th to August the 11th, we are going to see what cards are going to be thrown out. And as I always say, I do this video for you to understand that the cards are really and truly randomly selected. So let us see what the wisdom or chakra card is for this week. Oh, we have gratitude. So gratitude is the wisdom card, the chakra card for this week. And let us now see what house or bhava that we are going to pull. Are we going to have a running streak like the first 4 weeks in July? I believe last week we had the 6th house. Let us see what we are going to pull up this week. And our choice for this week is the 6th house. So we have started another streak. So this is the second week. We are looking at the 6th house, work, service to others, and how we deal with debts and enemies. So the element that we are going to look at, and water is just jumping out at me. Water, the element, is jumping out at me. And I believe we also had water last week. You can always refer to that video of July 29th to August 4th to understand the doubling or the continuation of something that we need to do or finish with these messages that we are getting. The planet or graha that will be guiding us, so that we have to look at this week, is going to be, let's see, Wow, Mercury. And if you look at my August 2021 transit video, you would see that Mercury is really playing a big role in the month of August for us, so that you can refer to that. I'll put a link for you to refer to that video to see how important Mercury is in the month of August. And Mercury again has come up in the first week of August, so it's really doubling down and telling us, look, listen, Mercury is important, communication is important, networking is important. So let us see the deity now that will grant us blessings and guidance and support us as we walk or try to run. And we have Chandra, the moon. My goodness. And this is again, it just can't be coincidence. This really has to be divine intervention, because I spoke about the moon also, and Mercury and Sun are in Cancer right now in the August transit, so that at the end of the day, this is really an alignment. This is really a message that we need to hear, that we need to understand, that the divine, they're telling us something and we need to listen. So we are going to choose the tarot spread for this week, and I'm just using a simple 6 card spread for this week. And the first card we have 5 of A. The second card 7 of Earth. The third card we have the 3 of Water. The fourth card, wow, 10 of Fire. The fifth card we have the 6 of Fire. My goodness. And the final card is Balance. The archangel for balance and temperance. So there we have our 6 card spread for this week, and let us see what the analysis brings us. The moon god is the god who owns Cancer, where where Mercury and Sun currently resides for the week of August 15th to 11th. And Chandra purifies our blood, gives us nourishment, subdues our anxieties, and helps us overcome pessimism. So that, at the end of the day, let us understand that we may not be very optimistic this week because of what is happening. I mean, Mercury is combust, Venus is in enemy territory, Rahu and Ketu are squeezing the planets that want us to have passion and luxuries and mental agility and intelligence, and that may not just be happening this week, but the moon god is there. He's going to give us strength in our mind to help us get over that pessimistic attitude and that pessimistic behavior. And the next card, with that, the wisdom, or the chakra, the messages from our internal self is telling us, be grateful. Be grateful for what we have, and be grateful for the now. Be grateful for what we have achieved. Be grateful for our friends, our family, our spouse, our partner. What else do you have to be grateful for? That you are alive, that you have woken, and that you can see, you can hear, you can feel, you can touch. There are so many things that we can be grateful for, and this is a time, or this week is the time to reflect on that as to your gratitude, because the moon is there giving us that mental agility to understand why we should be grateful and how we should be grateful. Has come up again for this week, and the sixth house is all about service to others, our routine daily actions, our work, what loans we have to pay, our enemies, our debts, um, and Mercury and water. So that Mercury is logic and reason, water is our emotions. So we will be fighting with our emotions to be logical or reasonable, or if Mercury is very strong in our Kundali, then we will be very logical and reasonable with how we deal with others, with how we want to have others view us, with people in our work, with our enemies. We will look at them and we will understand, at the end of the day, you can hate me, you can dislike me, but you can't take away life from me. That is God's, will and doing. And that is where the boundaries are for this week, for August 15th, 11th, where Mercury, the element of water, and the sixth house will come together to show us, at the end of the day, yes, we might be working hard, we may not be seeing the results of it right now, but logically and reasonably, we are going to get there. Because the longest rope, as we say, always has an end. The longest rope has an end. And while we might be a little emotional about it, hang on, take heed that this is this week. Next week can be different. There is always hope. The horizon is always there to cross over. The um, Lord of the Underworld in Pluto, who is opposing uh, Sun and Mercury right now, it's not going to last. They will move. Eventually they will move, and that opposition will see the light. That opposition will bring us back out in the sunlight. That will bathe us in its glory and its energies. So hold on, work through the week, understand that your enemies may not be logical and reasonable. Your enemies may not have any emotions about you, but hear what? At the end of the day, this is all about what you can achieve and what you can do with the messages and the strength and the mental agility that God is giving you for this week. And the Five of Air was the first card that we chose in our 6 card spread for this week. And how more clear can you want this card to be? The Five of Air tells you an unwise choice. Learn what you can from the situation. Review everyone's motives. Because at the end of the day, remember, communication is not clear. You cannot enjoy the luxuries. You are being squeezed. Your mental faculty is being squeezed. You are being stressed out. But understand that everything comes to an end. Saturn is the graha of the card, because the Five of Air is really the Five of Swords in the natural tarot deck. And it tells us to not be self-serving. Look after yourself, yes, but also think about others, because the sixth house is telling you service to others. Don't um, try to take the victory on your own. Understand that your victory came with help. Don't bring about serious conflict and um, thinking that you're fighting back by yourself. You're not fighting back by yourself. You have support, you had help, and make the wise choice, not the unwise choice of giving service to others. Cards just seem to flow today, that our present situation tells us that we need to take a temporary pause in action. We are unnecessarily worrying about our situation, because the Seven of Earth is the Seven of Pentacles, where it's showing that, we have worked hard and we now have abundance. We now have the luxuries in life. Venus is the graha of this card. And while we may not be seeing it, we have it. And understand that your hard work brings rewards, and it's really a flow, a flow of free cards in your present situation. You have hope, you have uh, the success, you have the bounty, because you have put in the work and it is coming to you. You may not see it right now, but it is there. It is there for you. Your stability, your flexibility, your assets, because the zodiac sign Taurus, fixed earth, which is all about resources, that is what is reflected from the Seven of Pentacles. So God is there holding you up. He is going to bring you into the light to see that you have what you have worked for. The crystal here is the malachite, it's the stone of protection. So you are protected by the divine, and don't worry. You are unnecessarily worrying about things that have already been dealt with, that you will shortly see when the light is gifted to you. And again, the cards just keep flowing. Your future is the tree of water. It's a celebration. It's an announcement about some festivity, the need, and you need to have more fun. It is a matter of you, socializing now, um, having a indulgence. It is going to be in an emotional time for you, because you want to celebrate. Venus is not in a good place right now for you to celebrate, but it's there in your future. Your future is all about celebration. Your future is all about the creative consciousness and consideration. you know the stone of heaven is the crystal for this card. The graha of the card is moon, so it's telling you that it's all in your mind, and that your future holds good for you. Your future holds revival. Your future holds the festivity, the happy times, the exuberance, the teamwork, the rewards. Again, don't worry. Don't worry. What was in your past, let it be in your past. The five of air was the unwise choice. Don't make that choice. That was in your past. Move on. The present is your seven of pentacles, the seven of earth. So you have, you made some choices, and the future is looking well. Don't be that emotional. You will be happy. Your emotions will get that celebration in the future. So understand that the messages coming from you really tells you, it's a step-by-step process. Take your time. You are presently not seeing your assets, but in the future you are going to see it, and you are going to celebrate. The clarity from these cards and the messages that are coming to you for this week is really amazing. And the Ten of Fire tells you that you want to do it all on yourself, that you don't want to accept help from others. And the Five of Swords comes back to mind, in that you want to claim victory, but you don't want to give recognition to others who were the help to you, who were the support to you. And this tells you it will bring you stress. That although your action may be that, your emotions will understand the guilt, and the consciousness that you will feel about not accepting help, or recognizing that you got help from others. Your life is out of balance when you do that, when you are not true to yourself. And the graha of this card is Jupiter, and Jupiter is all about wisdom and intelligence. And Jupiter, remember, is retrograde in Aquarius right now. So Jupiter is giving you that chance to recognize that you don't need to be um overburdened. You don't need to just have your head down. Move those wands from in front of your face and look ahead. Look ahead and see what is in front of you. And in front of you, celebration. The Three of Water told you that you are going to celebrate, but you need to just understand that you are celebrating because you got help from others, and recognize your service to others. The sixth house tells you that, you know, recognize that you got help from others. And the retrograde planets in the Kundali for this week gives you that chance to redo and rethink and realign. The cards and the grahas are really aligning for you. The messages here are quite clear, and you need to understand and move on with the message. The clarity, I tell you, the clarity. The Six of Fire tells you victory, good news is on its way, public recognition or reward, so that all your hard work, all your mental agility will bring you victory. The Sun is the card of the this graha, the Six of Wands, that you have success, you are riding the victory, you have the laurel on your head, you have the laurel and the wand in your hand, so it's victory for you all round. You are going to celebrate. Again, it's the stone of heaven that is here. It's fixed fire. You are very passionate in your victory. This, you might be, the downside of this might be, you are over celebrating and in this time, and you are forgetting who is there beside you. You are riding your horse to victory, but you keep forgetting to look on your side, your left and the right, who held you up. You are forgetting to look at the hand that held you up, the hand of God that held you up while you were going through your darkest times. So that, yes, victory is coming to you, yes, celebration is coming to you, but understand the support. Understand that while you celebrate, you should not overindulge, you should not be overconfident, because there is still work to do. Life is there for the living, and life does not end with this victory. The card balance or temperance gives you the archangel Zadkiel, and it goes right back to what I've been saying before, that there is need for balance and moderation. You have to celebrate, yes, but you have to hold back in terms of not overindulging and overdoing it, and being overconfident and being arrogant. And temperance tells you that you must use wisdom and intelligence, because this is a Jupiter graha, a card. And the divinity is all about Lord Brahma of creating. So don't create enemies, don't create enemies from your sixth house. Don't create enemies by using people. Don't create enemies by not acknowledging their efforts and their recognition of your success. Give due where due is supposed to be given. Make that choice where you get balance, where you are passionate, but you have that um no guilt conscience, that you don't feel guilty about your actions. At the end of the day, the crystal here is garnet, it's enhancer, it's strengthener, so that your balance will be given the support. Once you make those choices, make the right choice, not the unwise choice. At the at temperance is all about putting your foot, one foot in emotions, but one foot is on the earth. you know Help others while you help yourself. Don't be selfish. Bring clarity, don't bring adversity. The energies of Jupiter and of the archangels that kill here will give you that balance for this week of August 5th to the 11th. And we come back to just the summary of what is going to be happening for you in the week of August 5th to the 11th. And these grahas that move approximately every month are the grahas that are going to bring movement and chaos and differences in your life. And these are the grahas that are going to bring different emotions and mood swings. And we need to understand the significations of these grahas in our own chart, because sun in Cancer in your chart can mean something different for sun in Cancer as it applies here with the ascendant in Cancer. So that at the end of the day, um, my advice to you is always to request your report and understand that some messages are general and it can be specific and targeted to you based on your kundali. As always, with God's blessings, I have been able to share messages with you, my analysis with you through my intuition and His guiding hand. And I'd like to thank you once again for sticking with me, for reaching the end of this uh, analysis with me. And I would like to see you next time. I would like you to visit my astrology website at zidamastrology.com, and hoping that the messages here were clear and that you could understand and grow. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.